Well, hey guys, what's going on? It's Stef here. Hope you've been well. I know I have, and it's time for another metal detecting relic hunting adventure. This week's episode brings us back to the spot that I found in last week's video, which by my estimation was entirely untouched. That's right, a virgin colonial site. How often does that happen? And in this week's episode, I find something particularly creepy, awesome, impossible. I've always said it, we find what we are meant to find, and that has never been truer than what you're about to watch in this video. Yeah, and don't worry, for those of you who always want to see coins, I may have squeaked one out. So without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's hop in.
Got kind of a button signal here. Let's see if that's what it is. Yep, sure enough. It's about 8 inches down. That's probably why it was tracing kind of funky. Let's see. I'm sure it's going to be plain. They all are, especially from this particular site. Actually, I don't know. I'll take a look in a minute and come back if there's something on it. Bit of a back mark, maybe. All right, so maybe late 17s, early 1800s. Something like that. Makes sense for this site. Okay, we'll keep going. Okay, we might have more of the same or some lead. Kind of sounds like lead. It's a hefty signal. Only one way to find out. Okay, well, I think it's actually a button. It is sizable, so I was right about the size. Being larger than the last one. I picked it up. It doesn't feel like a coin. It feels really thin. Yep. At least this has a design on it of some kind. Whatever that might be. I'll have to brush that off camera. And maybe this is actually a bit boss. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a bit boss. That's for a horse. Kind of looks like a button, but the shank on the back, just a bit different. Fat little posts there. Nice and early, though. I like it. Okay, I didn't film this one because it came up like a 19, a 20, and it was double tappy sounding. Those have been 22 bullets all day until now. That was a really, really close call. Although I think this is where I plucked the dirt out, but in the sidewall, little guy, I don't think there's anything on there. Little back mark, early 1800s, I would say. Cool beans probably says gilt or something. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on the buttons, guys, because I'm pulling out a lot of them at this site. But, yeah. All right, another good sign. And I'm really glad I didn't whack it. Okay, I have a mid-40s signal right here. Really shallow, but nothing at this site so far has been very deep, so we'll see. I hope you guys like buttons. Got another one down here. I can see the gold gilding on it already. Let me see if I can get this in the sun. Huh, it's a pretty one. And the shank is intact. You know what? I'm going to clean this one up and come back. I haven't found one that pretty out here yet. Okay, no back mark I can see, but check this out. Ooh, there's a lot of silver on there. That might even be applied silver versus silver washed. I think it might be applied, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Check that out. And I do know these people had money. I just have to, find it. So, very nice button. We'll keep moving. Again, I hope you like buttons. I'm about 80% sure that's what that is. We'll take a look. Yep, something round anyway. I haven't picked it up at all. It's this little guy right here. Yep, I'm assuming. Yep. And yeah, again, early 1800s. Looks like there's a little eagle on there. That's kind of cool. I've dug these before. Alright, so I'm gonna hope that we get on some artifacts and coins and that have nothing to do with buttons, because I know you guys are probably sick of them. I mean, I'm not, but I'll keep filming whatever happens. Okay, I have like a 25, 26 right here, depending how I swing at it. Where'd it go? Let's see what it is. Okay, I'm kind of excited about this one because I don't know exactly what it is yet. I like poked at it and that's about it. It's about 8 or 9 inches down, so it's deeper than a lot of the other targets. And I don't think it's a button. Could be wrong. We shall see. What the hell is this? Maybe it's a bale seal or something? What on... Oh my god, it's the face of a... It's a tiny little pocket watch. Oh my god. How old is this thing gonna be? Holy crap. I thought I saw a bale there. Yeah, I do. Ooh. Ooh, boy. I really hope that's not pewter on the back. God, I hate pewter. It just crumbles. I would have to imagine that's brass, though, but I can't believe the face is there. That's incredible. I have to clean that up and come back. Look how old the letters look. Holy crap. Okay, I'll come right back. This could get exciting. This is a really incredible piece, you guys. It's not a pocket watch. It's not a pocket watch. There are hands painted on there. This is ancient. This is going to be 18th century all day long, I'm sure. I really do think that's pewter, though, unfortunately, so I have to pack this away so carefully. But with those hands painted on there, I thought, maybe it's a time that really signifies something to somebody who wore this. And on the back, as you may have seen in the last clip, there was something dangling from it. I haven't rechecked the hole yet, but I think this could have an urn on it. It's possible. This is where I thought I saw it. So what I'm thinking is, if that was an urn, this is actually some kind of mourning trinket with the time of death. That would be ridiculous. I am worried this porcelain's going to come off before I make it home. I don't even know where I'm going to put this. I mean, I have my fines pouch, but gosh, and I have to be so careful because even as I was just getting it wet, it seemed like some of these letters were coming off. So, oh my God. That's a heartbreaker because it's in such poor condition, but that's an incredible find. Whatever it actually may be, I do think it's some kind of mourning piece. I could be wrong, but it certainly signifies an important time.
Oh, it signifies an important time, all right, but little did I know that the frozen time painted onto the face of this piece would hit so close to home. Once I carefully cleaned this up and sealed it for preservation, it became clear that the time read 11:28. Now, I knew I was born in the final minutes of March 21st, to the point where I easily could have been born the next day, but I couldn't remember the exact time. So, for my own amusement, I grabbed my birth certificate, and that's when my jaw hit the floor. Naturally, I've blacked out most of the personal information, but this is, in fact, a real photo of my birth certificate. I've always said that we dig what we're meant to dig, and that finding relics from hundreds of years ago is like shaking hands with a ghost, but never in my years of metal detecting has this ever been as true as it is with this find. As it so happens, I could only find one example like this piece online, and it's listed as a toy pocket watch circa 1760. I would have to imagine that my piece dates to roughly the same time period, meaning that it easily could have been lost 250 years ago, long before I was born at 11:28 on March 21st, 1985. I find it particularly interesting that the online example reads a different time than the piece I found. So, why 1128? Did it commemorate a death, a marriage, or a birth? Well, I suppose in my case, it commemorates my own birth, so many years after a jeweler toiled over painting the time onto this clock. This is hands down one of the eeriest, coolest finds I have ever made, and if this doesn't prove that we find what we're meant to find, then I don't know what does. Back to the show.
Okay, I didn't film this one. It was a really deep, like 21 signal. Came out from under a root all over there, maybe 8 or 9 inches. Just got it out. And I see a shiny edge, I think. Yeah, it's got a button. Tom back. Whew, that wiped nice and clean. That's beautiful. And the shank is intact to boot. Look at that. That's a beautiful button. Okay, we'll keep working around in here. Really beautiful looking 30-31 signal right here. Let's get in there. It's not a button, I promise. Just got this out. Looked at it for a second. And the light is not doing me any favors today. There we go. That's, you know what? I thought that was part of an escutcheon plate. It probably is. My eyes always play tricks on me out here. Yeah, I think that's what that is. If I find out it's something different, I'll let you know. But I believe that's a hand-etched pattern in there. That'll be early 1700s, more than likely. Cool. We'll keep moving. Okay, I'm not going to keep my hopes up too high. I am right next to a road, but cuts off pretty tight. And I cannot hear it from Jupiter. You know what? Screw a coin. Give me a buckle. It's been a long time since I've gotten a shoe buckle, knee buckle, any kind of colonial buckle, so that'd be really cool. But you know I'll take a coin too. I was so confused when I re-swung this hole after I opened the plug up. And then I swung over here, and I guess it must have flown out. I don't know what it is yet. I can feel a shank. It's a high beeping button. Darn it. Totally thought that was going to be a coin. That's like the highest beeping button I think I've dug with the Manticore. 70 something. Oh, wow. Look at that back mark. That's worth cleaning up. That's beautiful. Alright, so again, nothing on the front, which is a real shame. But the back mark is gorgeous. Look at that lettering. It says double gilt. That's pretty. I'm definitely going to display that bottom side up. Gorgeous. Okay, we'll look at this one together. It's kind of messy, but I'm right on the edge of the cellar, so we'll get in there. Well, guys, one guess. I'm sorry if this is boring to you, but I'm having a great time. Great time. And, oh, it's a Tomback. Oh, no, it's another, oh, wow. It's another applied silver button. That's awesome. Let me brush it off and come back. Okay, there's some kind of back mark coming through. Can't quite see it yet. But it's so cool. Imagine a whole coat of those. That'd be really awesome. This is definitely one of the better signals of today. Hopefully it's something good, because I gotta get out of here pretty soon. We'll see. Let's take a look. Whew. That took more work than I cared to admit. It's just a jungle of roots there, and I got it up. Clearly worth it. Big old dandy button. It's huge. Holy crap. It's a weird looking shank too, actually. What is this thing? I mean, I think it's a button. Huh. You know what? Let me brush that off. I'll come back. Something about it just kind of looks weird. Okay, so there's the back. That is just such a weird looking shank. And then the front, you would think it's applied silver or something, but it's so light. It feels like aluminum. I don't know if this is one of those early 1900s buttons that kind of look like dandy buttons. And I'm assuming nobody knows what the heck I'm talking about, but this is where I was trying to pick it out from underneath the root. I don't know. I would have expected that to flake if it was actually applied silver. So, with how much I was tugging at it to get it out from under the roots. But then again, with how old this area is and the fact it was just sandwiched in between roots, I guess that probably is a dandy button. Late 1700s. Unless I say otherwise on the screen. Or unless I have a question. Who knows? But, wow. That's massive. Probably the biggest one I've ever dug. Well, I'm trying to get out of here, but it's pretty hard when signals keep popping up. Alrighty then. Okay, since I took the time to film the signal, I may as well show you what it is. Not too deep, maybe 6 inches. Got a musket ball. Kind of par for the course around here. It's all buttons and musket balls. And then some cool special finds in between. But, alright, I'm probably going to get out of here now. If I trip across another signal, I probably won't film the signal. I'll just dig it up, and if it's something cool, I'll show you. If not, we'll get going. This could be something great, or it could be crushed up aluminum. Let's see. You know we're gonna dig that up. Well. What do you know? Pretty shallow copper. It was like 6 inches. Let's see what you are. Gonna be, looks like a later head KG2. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, let me clean that up and I'll come back. That's awesome. Gotta love it. Well, he's not the prettiest one I've ever dug, but love him just the same. Again, this is going to be a later head, King George II. So that will be 1740 to 1754 for the date range, which is probably all I'm going to get. I don't think I'm going to get a date off the bottom there. The reverse actually looks a little bit better than the obverse. The sun is tough right now. But, yep, you gotta love it. It never gets old with almost 300-year-old coins coming out of the ground. And I think I might have a new name for KG2. I think I'm going to call him Mr. Reliable. Because with most of the sites I hunt, these are the coppers I find. Definitely more than any other coin. KG2, an old standby, and a personal favorite. In case you couldn't tell, the flashlight's on. It's dark. Got like a 25, 26, and it ended up being a fairly shallow thimble. That's awesome. I found one on my last hunt too. This one's a lot larger though. That's beautiful. I'm very happy with that. Probably 1700s, maybe early 18s, but whatever the case, always love finding those personal items.
Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this week's episode. That little toy pocket watch having the same time on it as my time of birth, the likelihood of that, so many things would have had to take place. I mean, if you want to talk about the butterfly effect or something, which we're not going to yap too much. This is the outro. I'm supposed to be leaving. But think of all of the events that had to have led up to this point, that had to be perfectly aligned for me to dig that relic, which is now a very personal item to me. So awesome. And of course, the buttons, dozens and dozens and dozens. I didn't even film all of them. And yeah, it sure was nice to end the day with a coin. So that's going to wrap it up for this week. If you've made it this far and you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you don't miss a single upload of mine in the future. It means so much to me when you subscribe, and it helps this channel thrive and grow and helps me continue making these videos for you. So if the ground is not frozen where you are right now, I hope you're getting out there, saving history, and having a great time along the way. We'll see you next week.